In ancient China exists a mystical realm known as Peach Blossom Land. A lone fisherman found it one day centuries ago while following the Blue River, until it came to an end, disappearing behind tall mountains. He passed through a narrow opening in the mountain and there saw only the happy faces of contented people. The air and earth scented with delicate peach blossom petals. All lived in harmony and joy in this idyllic and timeless place, and knew not of the outside world of the traveler now amongst them. Well, welcome to yours truly, Tai Chi today. I have Ben and Eddie with me, which is going to make the show much more fun for me to do. And I want to just tell you that today's show is dedicated to someone by the name of Bill Kazakis, who I discovered in 2004. He was teaching a class on the principles of Tai Chi used in gardening, and I was just so enamored by it that I've been using those principles ever since. And in a later episode, I'll actually be hauling in some garden tools to show you how that can work. Okay, are we ready? Ben and Eddie, are we ready to roll here?
I think so.
We're going to do our warm-ups. This is going to be the last episode for line number 2, so let's get started. So we're going to start out, everybody. Remember, we're going to be kind of feet together, but not too close, so you have good stability. And we're just going to rock the feet up and down to loosen up the ankles and the knees and the hips. Okay? All righty. You don't have to do a lot of these. You just have to do a few so that you don't feel, especially if you're doing this in the morning at home with us and you haven't gotten around to do anything else. You definitely want to make sure that you're nicely warmed up, okay? All right, let's just change. And you'll notice I'm actually shifting the weight a little bit from one foot to the next when I do this, all right? So I'm just gonna let you see what my foot's doing a little bit better. Yeah, I'm just picking up my toes and my heels. Good. Alrighty. Alright, so now what's going to happen is something very exciting because it comes up in this line if you haven't seen any of the former episodes. And what we're doing is something called an inside empty stance. So we're going to come in like so. We're going to step out and come like that. And what's happening is that we're actually, if you can see, I'll just pull my pant leg up a little bit. You can actually see that my foot is, the heel is up on my foot. And so that all the weight is shifting again like it did in the first move that I did for you. Okay? Well, this is an important step. Health-wise, it's just good. It helps you to balance better. But we need to be able to move around in the form. So just keep your body nice and relaxed. Have fun. Okay. Now we'll just rest from that a second, and we're going to go into the energy orb that I have placed at so many points throughout the form so you can gain your balance and take a breath if you need to, or remember where you're going next. And that just means that we're bringing the arms out a little bit. And actually what we're really doing is expanding the body. We're not really doing this. We're just kind of expanding with the incoming and outgoing breath, which I can't do because I'm talking. But if I were going to do that, it would be like this. Okay, so we take that energy orb and we imagine that it's a ball. If you had a round ball, there's actually a globe on set every time we're here. So if you had your hand on a globe and you were rolling that around like so. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to coordinate all of that with the feet. Now, at home, don't worry about left and right. That doesn't matter right now, okay? So we're going to be doing this. We're going to step in, and it doesn't matter which foot, it does not matter. Step out, roll the ball, step out, and roll the ball. Now this ball is going to get bigger when we get into the form, but right now, let's just do what feels comfortable. And I want to talk a little bit about the health benefits of Tai Chi. I try to do that in every program. Tai Chi actually improves your physical function without creating something very bad called free radicals. Okay? So that's the foot coming in and out, rolling the ball. Everybody okay? Ben and Eddie, are you okay back there?
Yeah, I'm doing
Everything
good.
looks really good. So now let's just make that really big. Let's just make that really big. So when we get into the actual lines, everybody will have had a little bit more practice. Now you'll notice that my arms never come above my shoulders. So it's okay for people that have shoulder problems. They're not going to suffer doing this. They're going to feel pretty good. Okay, good. All right. Excellent. Yay, yay. Okay. So now the next thing we're going to do is just keep the body very, very loose. And we're just going to swing our arms, because this is going to be showing up also in our form. And you want to just try to be really relaxed and kind of lackadaisical, so your spine actually turns at the same time. Okay? That's it. And again, we're not even going above the shoulders. We're not being very stiff. We're not trying to develop muscles here. We're just trying to loosen up. And then that's going to go into this. Like you're shoving aside, and that's actually what we called it in the form. We're just shoving aside. Okay? Just shoving something aside. There we go. And what that does is it rotates your spine, which you have to do every single day if you want to stay healthy and safe and walking around right and all that stuff. Okay. All right, Ben and Eddie. Are we ready for the components? All right.
It's time. I believe so.
The components are this. So in line 2, you know what? I think we'll take it from the top and then we'll come in there. So when we first do the form, what happens is we have our energy orb. So just follow along, okay? At home, and don't worry about left and right right now. We step to the left though. So we're all kind of going in the same direction. And we do this little rolling thing. We're going slow enough that anybody really can follow. And then we have an energy, we pull back, and then we grab this sort of high energy orb and we bring it down to the center, and we come back into the center, and we have a small horse stance, and then we go again. Like we're framing a picture, measuring on the wall, and then we get an energy orb and we come back down to the front. Now here we go, we're coming into line 2. Ready? We're going to step in with that left foot, okay, and we're going to step back. And we have a balance here. And we do the same thing on the other side, because Spirit Horse is a bilateral program. We're going to step back up and get our orb. Now here's where line 2 comes in, okay, and we have this little lumpy of sugar that we're giving the horse, and we have a pull down. Now we have a lump of sugar. We're going to hold the saddle, which is the big orb, okay? We're going to step out, and we're going to roll like we're petting the horse, holding the saddle, and we're going to pet the horse, and then we're done. That's it for that. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to face the camera now and go over those components, okay? So we need a small horse stance, which is about like this. We're going to pivot out. And I'm pivoting to my right, which is going to be your right at home, but don't worry about that for now. And we're just going to do this little pull down and feed Spirit Horse a lump of sugar. And we're going to come in and hold the saddle. And we're going to step out. And we're going to soothe the horse. Hold the saddle. Step out. We're going to pet the horse, soothe the horse, okay, all set, and we're going to come in and hold the saddle. We're just going to go back and forth. We're going to just pet the horse, soothing the horse. We're just going to go back and forth. Okay? Back and forth until we feel a little bit less mechanical, and that can take time. How are you doing, Ben and Eddie? You have any questions back there?
I'm doing good.
No questions for now.
No questions for now? What a team. I'm telling you, what a team. Okay, so that's basically all of line 2. So let's just go over that beginning again. When we finish line 1, and we'll be tying the whole line 1 and line 2 together, let's just take a look at what happens. We actually come out of that, and we're in this balancing pose here, and then we step back. Now you can see where those arm swings came from, right? We do it again. We step back. We come back up. And then we have our feeding spirit horse's lump of sugar. And we pull down. And we do it on the same thing on this side. And then we hold the saddle right to the left on the left side. We step forward. We hold the saddle. We step back. And that finishes up the line. We have any questions?
What's the major benefit of doing this?
The major benefit of doing the whole Tai Chi program, Eddie wants to know. The important thing about practicing this is that your body doesn't develop any lactic acid, so you don't get sore and you don't get tired. You actually get more energy. It increases your ability to function without creating those free radicals. And free radicals are things like cortisol from stress and other environmental factors, and it will actually help to relieve those problems. So that's why this is why our health benefit today is about improving function, and that's what happens. You actually improve physical function, mental function, and so that's our benefit for today. Yeah, and of course flexibility. You improve flexibility and stamina. All right, are we ready to roll? Oh, we do have a great truth today too. The great truth cannot be known. Every man has to find it for himself, and that's what we're doing right here. Okay, fellas, let us rock Spirit Horse. Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning. We're now into our second line. We're going to take it all from the top. All right, so here we go. We're stepping to the left, rolling the hands down, rolling them down one more time, and then we're going to pivot, measuring like for a picture, which is putting the saddle up, rolling back. We have an energy orb here, and we're going to come back to the center and do that again. There's lots of time just to think happy thoughts and be relaxed. And then we're going to frame out to the other side, holding up the saddle, rolling back away, grabbing this energy orb from the top, bringing it down, bringing it back into the center. Here's that first balance. And we step back with the left foot. We balance. We step back with the right foot. Here we go. We step up. We get a balance. We feed Spirit Horse a lump of sugar. We feed Spirit Horse a lump of sugar. We hold the saddle. We just grab our saddle on the left side and we come back and we roll forward as if we are soothing the horse. There we go. We're going to step, and hope you can see that at home all right. And that is where we're going to stop for today. Good. So I think what we'll do is we'll take it one more time, and we'll just go through it, and that'll be the end of our show for today. All right? So here we go. Framing out, holding the saddle, rolling back, away from the horse, getting our energy orb. Ben, you're just doing amazing.
Thank you.
Ben hasn't done this before. It takes a lot of courage to get in front of the camera and do something you haven't done before. Framing out, holding up the saddle, rolling back away from the horse, grabbing that energy orb and bringing it down. And here we are. Okay, we're going to step into that left inside empty stance. Step back so Spirit Horse can spread his wings to fly. Stepping back again. Coming in, feeding Spirit Horse a lump of sugar, pulling down, and holding the saddle, coming out. Okay, soothing Spirit Horse, holding the saddle, and we're done. I want to thank you for joining Ben and Eddie and me, yours truly, Tai Chi. Remember that the journey of 1,000 feet begin with the first step. Thank you for joining us. Okay.